Jason Arhello Studios and Jason Arhello Productions, I would like to introduce you to the Jason Arhello Podcast, your destination for interesting stories from interesting people. In today's episode, we will be exploring the interesting and dying business of shoe repair, why you should repair things, and talk about the future of the industry.
My name is John Arhello, and I am a 7th generation cobbler.
That's Mr. John Arhello. He is working in the shoe industry. He owns 2 shops, one in Waltham, Massachusetts called Superior Shoe and Boot Repair, and another in Holliston, Massachusetts called John's Shoe and Boot Repair. I wanted to interview him to get an inside look into how and why his business is just barely surviving, and if he thinks there's a future for it. To many, this may come as a surprise. I mean, why repair shoes when you can just buy a new pair? Why would you want to keep the same old shoes around when you could buy a brand new pair of shoes no problem? I needed to ask this question to him, and this is his response.
So, shoe repair is a very old service. It's a green service. It helps recycle and keeps shoes out of landfills, and it can be very good for the client too, because if you keep up with your heel wear and the shoes in the proper way, then your legs and your feet and your ankles and everything will stay balanced and in a more neutral position, which is better for your whole body, actually.
This was an interesting prospect from the businessman, noting the importance of how it is a lot better for the environment if we keep that good pair of shoes around longer than just chucking them into the trash. But what if you don't have a good pair of shoes that you want to keep around? Or you're younger and still growing into different shoe sizes? No problem, as to stay alive in the modern world, he has adapted to his line of work to do much more than just shoes.
Okay, so in today's world, shoe and boot repair has expanded into so many different things that now we do lots of backpacks, zippers, straps, jackets, zippers, handbags, luggage, you name it, all kinds of things. Shoe repair is so much more than just shoes and boots, so it keeps it very interesting.
But I also wondered something else. How has the pandemic affected him? He is a small business in a narrowing field in the middle of a pandemic. So far, he has managed to stay alive mostly through all of this, but he had to admit that he had some problems. Sadly, I did not get a successful clip of him saying this directly, but me and him talked off mic, and this is roughly his response. Quoting John Arhello, "With the pandemic and everything that is going on, of course we have been hit. For the first few months, things were tough, but luckily we have bounced back enough to the point where we are still alive." Also, he mentioned that my business is a people business. We need people to come in, enjoy the experience, and come back again and again. I wanted to make sure that everyone and anyone was satisfied with their shoes, and that they would choose repair over rubbish. Lastly, I wanted to know what he thought about the future of shoe repair, and what he thinks the service of shoe repair will be in the near and far future. He first mentions this.
The future of shoe repair really is about keeping up with the materials that we're encountering now. Shoe construction is changing so rapidly, so quickly, you have to keep up.
I also asked him this, what he thought the industry would look like in 10 years and 50 years. For 10,
Yeah, I mean, in 10 years, shoe repair, you're going to have fewer shops, but they will be the best shops. The most knowledgeable will make it. The guys that want to stay updated. It's like car mechanics, everything's gotten more sophisticated, and the strong will survive.
and for 50,
50 years, I mean, depending on how shoe construction changes, because it's really changed so much in the last 20 years that it's incredible. But I've been able to keep up because the molded type vulcanized soles, I do them. A lot of shops don't want to take it on, but I don't know, 50 years, I guess it'll change a lot. I mean, you give people better quality of life. That's the bottom line. And that's why I like doing it. It's, you got to have patience, a little more tedious, but it's the reward is unbelievable.
Isn't it amazing, the business of shoe repair? To many of you out there, you probably had no idea before this episode what a cobbler was. And even if you did, the fact that there are Mr. Hello and many other amazing cobblers out there is just fascinating. But before the outro, I wanted to end it off with a bit of a plug from John Hello and his business.
Just to sum it up, we have a little slogan, Shoe Smarts. Shine, maintain, and repair those shoes. If you can keep your footwear happy, it'll make you a happier person.
Well, welcome to the end of the show. Really hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Jason Hello podcast. This is our first episode, and we plan to totally and completely make this one episode, unless the Century gets enough popularity. But thank you for listening to the show. This was a Jason Hello production, and is wholly and completely owned by Jason Hello, and made possible by Anchor.